Welcome back to another Up to Summit video. Yet again, the weather is pretty nice today, so we're going to do a mountain. Two wainwrights today. The first one is Scar Crags and the second one is Causey Pike. It's quite warm today, but there's a nice bit of breeze, which is quite good when you're walking because it makes sure that you don't get extremely sweaty. A nice steady climb up to start with. There's a nice little beck down there. Obviously we're not going to be exploring it today, but it does look quite nice. A little path running alongside it, a little waterfall down there. There's another little waterfall just down there as well. You can see the path we'll be following all the way up through this valley, and it's going to bend around left a little bit. Another little waterfall down there. Looks like such a lovely clear stream down there. I'd love to just have a quick dip in there, but unfortunately not got enough time today, so I'll have to come back another time. Honestly, the amount of times I go past somewhere, a nice stream or waterfall, and I'm like, yep, I'll need to come back there. Like, there's so many places, especially in the Lake District, but everywhere, the Peak District, Wales, so many amazing places. Not enough time to see them all, but at least I've got all summer, so I can get a good few ticked off. Literally all the way up here, just got that lovely stream running down. You can see little bits of white water rushing down the small drops. Such a lovely stream. There's a nice couple of falls just coming down there. The pools look so clear and inviting, especially as it is quite warm today. Honestly, I could just follow streams all day and not get bored. The way you have the calmer bits and then you have the big rushes of white water as it meanders round all the way down the valley. Not bad view looking out over there either. Also, I hadn't really spoke about it before, but I am trying to tick off my wainwrights slowly. I started when I was a lot younger. I could have been like, I don't know, as young as 8 even, maybe younger, I'm not sure exactly. So I've got a few of the smaller ones ticked off from back then. I did a few, maybe 10 or so before I started this channel, and then I've got a fair few on this channel. First of all, I'm just trying to get them all ticked off, and then I'll go back and try get them all on my channel. I think so far before today I'm on about 55, so I've got like what, 160 something to go, I think. So nearly a quarter of the way there, but I'll get 2 ticked off today. I'm hoping I can maybe even get somewhere up towards 100 by the end of summer. That's going to be my target. I'm actually so glad the sun's not out today, which is not something I usually say, but it's very mild. I think it probably is going to get up to about 18 degrees. So even though there is wind, it doesn't really feel cold. It's maybe just cooling me down a little bit. But if the sun were out, I would be absolutely roasting going up here. So it's kind of a good thing it's not. You can see our final summit though, Causey Pike, literally right there. But we've got a bit of a walk round to get to Scar Crags first. I've done a few walks this week. This is my third one. I've got a handful of wainwrights ticked off. Did Helvellyn a couple of days ago and Great Melfell, and then this as well. So I've ticked off a few, and it's good training because I'm going up to Scotland next week to a place called Crean Larrick. My first ever Munro is going to get ticked off. So hopefully the weather holds up for us and it's like this. If not, it'll make good content to see me get absolutely drenched in Scotland. But I might try to do Ben More. I think that's about 3,800 feet, so that should be a good challenge. So definitely make sure you drop a sub so you don't miss any of the videos I upload when I'm in Scotland. I actually find it so relaxing when you're going up a reasonable hill like this and you just slowly plod up and just taking the views. Like, got that view behind me and looking up here, you're at middle of nowhere. It's just so relaxing. The sound of the water down there as well is definitely just adding to the relaxation. What a good view that is looking back down there. The valleys coming down either side, and then that view just looking over to Catbells, Derwent water just peeking out there. I always wonder if the sheep that kind of roam about in the mountains in the Lake District, if they know how good they've got it compared to some sheep that are just kind of stuck in a relatively small field. Do these sheep know how good they've got it just to be able to roam around here all day? If I could, I think I'd swap places with them and just walk around the mountains for the rest of my life. Now we've climbed out that first bit of the valley, we've got views over to Skiddaw, which looks like it's nearly in the cloud. When I come and do day walks like this, it really makes me wish that when I went camping, I could carry just a little bag like this, because it's so easy to just gently stroll up compared to carrying 15, 16, 17 kilograms up here. It's so much harder to do that. So obviously I know you can reduce your weight by buying expensive equipment, but even still, it gets to a certain point where if you want to be comfortable, you have to be carrying a fair amount of weight, probably at least 10 kilograms. So I'm just gonna have to train and get fitter and healthier, so it's less of a struggle in the future. I just had a quick drink out of my rucksack, and when you put your rucksack back on, when you've got a sweaty back, that has to be one of the worst feelings when hiking. It is just horrible. Quite a good view kind of looking in front. Now we've come all the way up, and we're just going to be heading left somewhere. Here we go, we're just starting to bend off left up here. I think it'll be a little bit of a pull up here, a bit more strenuous than what we've had coming up there. And then we're probably not ridiculously far off the first summit, to be honest. Just down there in them rocks, looks like that might be a pretty cool camping spot. Pretty remote, and it looks like it might be flat. Obviously I can't tell exactly from here. Looks like it gets a bit more interesting up here. These kind of loose rocks, you don't want to go too close to them, because you could have a slide straight down the hill, which won't be the most pleasant of feelings. Sometimes it can be tiring going up this stuff, because you take one step forward and slide half a step back. But good path with steep slope down there. Got a good bit coming through there. Pretty steep, so I can definitely feel it on your calf. Not too much further to go, probably halfway up this section already. Then we'll get a new view for the first time in a while. Over there, them crags look pretty interesting. The sun's just trying to peek out from behind the clouds, which is probably a good time, because once we're up top, it might be a bit breezier, maybe a bit windy. But yeah, first bit of blue sky coming out for the day. There we go. This is where we turn left up here. Right, go up to a different mountain, and the views are just unfolding in front of us. Probably the majority of the climbing done there, to be honest. That's quite a good view looking out there. Warm in that sun now. Good views looking out down there now. Looks like there's a bit of cloud on some of the tops in the very distance. We're just winding our way up here to our first summit. You can see just a high spy over there. I have done a video on that at the start of this year in the snow, so if you want to see that, just click on the screen now. Views are really panoramic now. You can see nearly everywhere. By the time we get to the summit, which I think is just there, we should have a view pretty much everywhere. I bet this is really bad if there's been a lot of rain. This is some deep mud, but we've been blessed with some good weather recently, so it's not too bad. There we go, nice scarp crag ticked off, and you can see our route where we're heading all the way over to Causey Pike over there. It looks quite a good route, so let's get going. Fairly steep going down here all the way down to the very valley floor down where that river is. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to go along this bit. It looks interesting. Quite a good little ridge going along here, a few rocks. I'll have to see how steep it is off this side. The wind seems to have died down as well. It was a bit windy when we first came up, but seems to have nearly died completely now. That is not a bad little path going along there. So we've just got the final pull up. I might try out this little craggy bit instead of the path, just to make it a little bit more interesting. And then I'm ready for a lovely sandwich with a great view. That is always the best part. Sitting on top with a great view and just eating your sarnie. You can't beat it, especially when the weather's like this. You can see where we came from, not right at the back, that one just in front. That's the last steep climb done. Bit of a roller coaster along here, and there's the end. Final push up to the summit here. Tiny little bit of a scramble. I might just one hand it up this bit. That's where I fall over on this. Nice little scramble. Not even really a scramble, just a few rocks to climb up, and the summit should be just about here somewhere. Probably is just here, to be honest. And that is a cracking view looking. Catbells, High Spy, Derwent water all over Keswick. Why do I keep seeing eggs? People must just bring eggs and just eat them, maybe hard boiled. But that is a great view. I think it's just time for some lunch now. Honestly, I'm just sunbathing here and it's just so pleasant. Like, look at this view. Sunbathing with a view like that, and it's just Such a pleasant temperature, it's not too warm. I'm not getting cold at all. I could just lay here all day, to be honest. Yes, it's quite a good path coming down here, but I've not got 3 or 4 hands, so unfortunately I won't be able to get too much recording. I'll try to get a little bit where I can, but the main thing is being safe getting down here. It definitely is a scramble down here. There's a little bit down there. I can go down there. Might just do a bit of practice on this. There we go, good bit of extra fun. So there you go, that's what we came down there. It wasn't too bad, but pretty good fun. And now we're just heading down here. Could be another drop off here. No, it doesn't look too bad. Might have to use my hands a little bit and just be careful, but head all the way down there. I think we're gonna go to the very end, then drop off the front of that, and then back to the car. There you go, it's good. Looking back, that was the first mountain there, and just looking at this valley. Absolutely amazing day today. Looks like we might have a bit of a drop to come. You can see the path we're going to be on, it's only there, and we're not that far away, but we're still quite far above it, so we're just gonna have to zigzag all the way down here. There you go, that's looking back up to Causey Pike. It does look pretty impressive from this side. Honestly, quite a good little mountain really. It's not too little, 2,000 and something feet. Following this lovely path along here, but I'll tell you what, there's barely any wind at all here. And it is absolutely roasting. Like, nice, but maybe a tiny bit too hot, sweating a little bit. Beautiful, peaceful, strolling through here. Actually feels like summer. Like I've mentioned it a few times here, oh, it's starting to feel like summer, but right now, this feels like summer. Oh, I'm so excited. So many walks and swims. Cannot wait. Look at this now, now the clouds all broken up, blue sky. Honestly, amazing. You can even see a bit of cloud over there. That's a bit beneath that mountain. If you're on that mountain, you'd be a tiny bit above the cloud there. But I'll tell you what, walking through this stuff in shorts does scratch up your legs a bit, so I'm hoping it eases off a bit soon, but it does look still quite heavy down there as well. So the car is in sight, we're parked just down there, but we've still got quite a lot of downhill to go before we're going to get there. The GoPro's not the best at picking up stuff from a long way away, but the cloud just over there that's beneath the peak looks so good. But we're still working our way down here, plodding down, fairly steep at points through this heather. It's getting a bit better, so hopefully we should be back to the car in half an hour or so. Bit of a scramble coming down here, but I can pretty much do it with no hands. Famous last words. And I'm going to use one hand, otherwise I could just tumble straight down at this late stage, which wouldn't be clever, would it? Maybe that was the last little scrambly bit. From here you can see where we went up at the start and the final summit we went to. Even this is just a nice path, sun on your face, lovely views. Honestly, the feeling's just unbeatable. If you've not been out for a walk for a while, especially somewhere like the Lake District, like, it just hits different. Like, you just get out and do it. Sometimes you don't always feel like coming out, but get yourself out, and once you're out you will not regret it. Just look how inviting that water looks down there, especially that pool there. That just looks like absolute heaven. Unfortunately we're pressed for time though, so I'm not going to be able to today. Causey Pike just up behind me, the final summit we did, and actually it's been a really nice walk. When it's weather like this, it always makes it that little bit better, but it's been a pretty good walk, pretty interesting, a bit of a scramble. Good views looking out everywhere, and it's not been too difficult. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and drop a sub. And if you want to see me do one of the most popular mountains in the Lake District, Helvellyn, via Striding Edge, click the screen now.